Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. I want to highlight something that's been getting quite a lot of traction, at least a bit of traction recently. And if you guys didn't hear, during the State of Play event that PlayStation ran a few days ago, Aspyr has announced Deus Ex is getting a remaster. Deus Ex is one of the most iconic RPGs of all time. Even though it's a little bit before my time, I totally get why people love the game so much, and it getting remastered is kind of cool. Ideally, better visuals and everything like that. However, this is a game that is quite a bit old, and the system requirements for this game are an absolute abomination. I really would like some transparency as far as how they came to the conclusion that these are what the system requirements should be. And somebody pointed out something so insane that we'll get to in a little bit, but let's go over the system requirements. Bear in mind that Deus Ex, let's pull up when the original Deus Ex came out. Let's see. I want to say it came out in like 2000. Yeah, it came out in 2000, the Game of the Year edition. That's what's listed on Steam. It might have come out even a little bit before then with its initial release, but I digress. It's like over 25 years old by the time Deus Ex Remastered is gonna come out, and here are the system requirements. Minimum requirement is an Intel Core i3, AMD FX 4100, and i3 or an AMD FX 4100, 4 gigs of RAM, a GT 620 or a Radeon HD 8670D. Alright, that's whatever. Recommended is an Intel Core i7, AMD Ryzen 7 5800, 16 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of RAM for this game, and then for the GPU, an RTX 2080 or a Radeon RX 6750. Somebody did note on X that, yes, these requirements are higher than Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which, you can think that Deus Ex, the original, is a better game than Mankind Divided. Mankind Divided is without a doubt the better looking game, where Mankind Divided, its minimum is an i3, 2100, 8 gigs of RAM, a Radeon HD 7870 or a GTX 660, and recommended is an i7 3770K FX 8350. It is 16 gigs of RAM recommended, RX 480 or a GTX 970. Yes, this game is recommending a considerably better GPU than what Deus Ex Mankind Divided recommended. Even if that recommended GPU is to run this game at, 4K, that is still ridiculous. Now, as far as what this game notes, this is Deus Ex Remastered, the definitive version of Ion Storm's legendary cyberpunk immersive sim, modernized with visual upgrades, modern enhancements, and quality of life improvements for a new generation of operatives. The game is due out on February the 5th, and as far as the visual enhancements, it notes reimagined lighting, dynamic shadows, water physics, particle effects, and fully updated textures breathe new life into the dystopia. Brand new character models with smoother lip sync animations and ragdoll physics to complete the transformation. Quality of life enhancements are there as well. Controller support for refined radial menus, fluid weapon management, multi-screen support as well. So, it'll be a cool remaster to have. I'm sure some people will check it out, but first of all, it is also $30, which is about in line with what remasters are gonna be, but Deus Ex the Game of the Year edition right now is 97 cents. So legitimately, it's like 3% of the cost of what this remastered release is gonna be, which remasters are generally just gonna be $30, but Aspyr has had an okay track record with the optimization of their PC releases. The only thing is, like, the Battlefront Classic Collection was an absolute travesty. Like, that was a disaster, but that was online oriented. For the most part, the games that are single player, like Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered, Tomb Raider 4 through 6, Star Wars Bounty Hunter, all of those have been pretty good. But let's pull up the system. Yeah, none of them have had system requirements as crazy. Even with like a Star Wars Bounty Hunter, a GTX 1060 being recommended is kind of insane. We gotta remember that these are like PS2 level games, or even before PS2. Tomb Raider 1 through 6 didn't even have recommended requirements, it only had minimum. Let's look up Tomb Raider 4 through 6. Tomb Raider 4 through 6, and RTX 2080 as well. So that is kind of crazy as far as a 2080 being recommended for a game like Deus Ex Game of the Year Edition Remaster. Like, this is insanity, and, we gotta work on the optimization. I actually do give Aspyr a lot of credit. Like, I feel like for the most part, they've been doing pretty good work, but as far as optimization goes, it does feel a little bit like they're copy-pasting requirements. Like, how do you come to the conclusion that a 2080 is gonna be recommended? Even if the 2080 is a couple generations old, I just feel like you taking a game from the late 90s, early 2000s, remastering it, and then slapping a 2080 recommended requirement is, I don't want to say heinous, but it's kind of ridiculous. And again, you can appreciate the art style of the game, but I talked about it with Borderlands, like, why are games that don't look that good having crazy requirements? Borderlands 4 does not look that good. Deus Ex and Borderlands 4 obviously, worlds apart. Borderlands 4 is a modern game and Deus Ex is an older game being remastered, but I still have been seeing it over and over again where these games that don't look that good have insane system requirements, and to me, I think the gearbox element of Borderlands and what happened with that, I think with Borderlands, they just realized that they weren't going to be able to optimize the game good enough. Like, if you really read the tea leaves with that game and how they handled promotion of that game, only giving you 2 system requirements, and you just understand, and you can get a feel of when publishers and developers want to be a little bit coy, they full well know, you guys. They know. They're not dumb. They test these games, and they're like, oh, this game has some problems, and then when the game comes out, that's when they're rolling out the optimization guides, and you're like, okay, make sure your drivers are up to date, and they conveniently do that right after the game drops, after people pre-order the game, and ideally after people have spent 2 hours with the game so they can't get their refunds. Those things, to me, aren't done on accident. Like, it's becoming more and more apparent to me that a lot of these developers and publishers are very well aware when they're releasing garbage, much like Spider-Man 2. There's a reason why Spider-Man 2, they really left it to last minute to do the promotional push of that game to give you system requirements, and when you realize things like that are happening, and when the publishers are clearly aware that their PC version isn't up to par and they're quite terrible, but they just want to be a little sly about it. Like, people like me, that's a super nerd, that's gonna follow along with these publishers' social media platforms and everything like that, yeah, we're gonna be able to pick up on it. And I did that with Monster Hunter Wilds, I did that with Borderlands 4, and not to give myself the old pat on the back, but, I deal with a lot of dislikes on those videos, and it's not like, oh my god, dislikes, I'm gonna lose everything. No, it just is what it is. People feel so strongly about these games, so when you do mention, hey, it looks like this is going to be a bad PC version, people go up in arms that you're attacking their favorite game. It's like, yo, we're not attacking your favorite game. It's just at this point, it becomes obvious when these PC versions are so lazy, they don't try whatsoever. And in the case with Deus Ex Remastered, it literally might be a case of them just copy-pasting the 2080. How much testing are they doing for a remastered release like this? And the assumption is, okay, everybody's got a good enough PC, just slap the 2080 as a recommended requirement, but should that be okay to offer recommended requirements like that? Like, that's the level of due diligence you do to settle on a recommended requirement that is just like, alright bro, slap a 2080 on there as recommended. There's no way anybody with a 2080 is gonna have performance issues. And if that's what's going on, isn't that a little bit more ridiculous that that's becoming the standard? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I've rambled long enough. But yeah, your thoughts down below. I think it's some of the most ridiculous system requirements I've ever seen, but I digress. Again, your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.